Mike Brearley's gamble in allowing Botham to share the new ball with Willis has paid off handsomely, with New Zealand reeling at 7 for 37. Howarth has been unable to bat due to stomach cramps. He and captain Mark Burgess are New Zealand's last hopes of staying in the match. Ian Botham bowls the first over of day 4 to Burgess.
It's 4 to add to the total to take it off the 87 and through to 91. You don't see many better catches than that in Test cricket. Botham has struck again. Burgess, the captain, is out. And my word, that was a beautiful catch by Hendrick. Burgess gone for 14. Caught Hendrick, bowled Botham 43 for 8. And still New Zealand in danger of their lowest ever score at Lord's.
Have you got Botham bowls an outswinger to Burgess? It just goes. It doesn't get his foot to the ball. And Hendrick moving to his left and very low indeed. A very fine catch. And I think the English feeling in the slips in the last 2 years has been as good as any international side I've ever seen. And you see it from the other end now again. Botham lets go. An outswing, just out. But a very fine catch indeed there by Hendrick.
43 for 8. Not too sure what Dickie Bird was signalling there. He was waving his left arm, but in the end it was just a matter of perhaps Willis almost bowling a no ball. So all he did was tread down a spot on the batting crease where Willis's front foot had landed. It either just carried or just bounced in front of Brearley. Almost looked to me as though he's a fraction late in going for it. This was... I think he might just have got the fingers under it. Try to scoop it up. I think it must go down as a chance, but it was dropping very sharply. That's a nice reply. Might have been all that orthodox, but it went off the bat like a rocket. Oh, he's in trouble here. Must be out. And that was a needless fall of a wicket there. Richard Hadley is not all that bad a player that you have to take the chance of a run out. And that was played in such a position that both of them only had to come through quickly, even if he may have been a fraction off balance. If he hit the stumps, then it was all over. Hadley's run out for 5, and New Zealand 57 for 9. Played straight down. Botham is there so quickly, he's still ahead of Hadley.
And that was a real deadly delivery. Willis, this big tall man, able to get that extra little bounce, and with his pace, really a vicious ball there from Willis. Looking around to see where it's gone. Could have gone anywhere. Oh, it was a good ball. It came back very sharply, and picks up 4 streaky runs, and Willis not very pleased.
a fine delivery from Bob Willis again. And that was the length we're talking about, that in-between length which came back.
Oh, and that's Bolden. Lovely in-swinger up the pad of Collins and onto the wicket. And Ian Botham finishing up a really fine spell here. 11 wickets he's taken in this match. Finishes with 5 for 39 to add to his 6 for 101 in the first innings.
The partnership that New Zealand so badly needed has not eventuated. They've been dismissed for 67, with Howarth stranded on 14 not out, which is equal top score for the visitors. England needs 118 to win and wrap up a clean sweep in the series. Ian Botham has taken 5 for 39, which gives him a total of 64 wickets in just 11 test matches. Willis also has outstanding figures of 4 for 16 from 16 overs. Gooch and Boycott open the England's second innings. Hadley bowls the first ball of the innings to Gooch.
Very wide, in fact signalled as wide, signalled as 4 wides by umpire Bird. And Boycott comfortably away, forced it nicely off the back foot, off a race through for 4. So a good way to get off the mark and open his account. Good runs there for Gooch. And the ball to come on and clipped it away past short leg. Stephen Bock is the fielder.
So that's slightly uneven bounce there. Boycott throwing the head back. It's always an indication of a batsman being surprised that jaw comes up in the playing of the stroke. And if the feet come up off the ground. That's the prize wicket for Richard Hadley. And Geoffrey Boycott has gone for 4. Bowled Hadley. England 14 for 1, needing 118 to win.
I've got Hadley air bowling, and it pitches round about the off-stump mark, in fact, just outside, and does nip back quite a bit. And in fact, possibly the ball before got Boycott out there, because I would think that normally Boycott would have been looking to try and get forward there. But a fine delivery, nipped back 6 inches or more off the pitch there.
Richard Hadley will be G'd up with that success. New Zealanders will be on their toes. What a great performance. He's on a hat-trick. And suddenly the game comes alive. Bradley, first ball, bowled by Richard Hadley, 14 for 2 England. And they still need 104 to win.
Well, again, it was that good length ball, and the batsman on the back foot again, late in coming forward. And as I was saying, they were cruising nice and steadily along. And what's happened? We've got a game on our hands now. There's no doubt about that, because Hadley will really let it go now up to lunch.
14 for 2. And David Gower in at one of the most important moments of his young cricketing life.
Come on, Hadley!
And I want to tell you, that was a quick delivery. Out of reach of the man at short backward square. Goes off the mark. hit. Smashed away right over the boundary. A beautiful stroke that from Gower, and tremendously ambitious, I must say, from Richard Collins to drop one short, bowling at that pace. It's the first 6 of the match, and you couldn't ask for very much more of a gift than that. It's a shout there, but Gooch had the common sense still to have bat and foot in the crease. But there wasn't very much in it. He was on his way down, backing up, as he should have been. And had that right foot back in the crease. Through the gap, there's no third man, and that's 4. So Gooch goes into double figures on 10, and the total goes to 28 for 2. Nicely timed. That will go very fast away down to the tavern. No chance of cutting off a stroke like that on that side of the field. Nicely timed off the hip.
Richard Hadley to David Gower. Another over-pitch ball, flicked away very deftly and neatly, and very fine there by Gower for another boundary. 4 more takes him on to 32 now. Bracewell to Gooch. It's just guided past second slip there and racing away down to that nursery boundary. 4 runs for Graham Gooch. He moves on to 23 now. Total on to 71 for 2.
England closes in on victory as Gower faces Hadley.
And he's crushed another wide of slip. Not quite where he intended, but it's raced away for 4 more. Gower moves on to 42 now. And this surely is a match-winning innings for England. Bracewell to Gower. Another glorious shot. Just let the bat go. Gorgeous follow through. Another 4 runs square on the offside. And Gower leading England in this race for victory. Goes on now to 46. Total rapidly now on to 84 for 2. And he's gone. Congdon taking the catch in the gully. Drop short. So David Gower goes for 46, but a 46, an excellent 46, full of rich promise once again. A lot of delightful shots. Innings which has seen England 3/4 of the way home to victory. He's the 3rd man out. His total is on 46. The score is on 84, which leaves England requiring just another 34 runs with 7 wickets in hand. That's short. That's the treatment from Gooch. Immensely strong young man, Graham Gooch. Put everything behind that, cracked it away through mid-wicket for 4.
Great shot from Gooch. He's looked very impressive today. Not at all upset by the situation when those 2 early wickets went, and now he's brought up the 100 for England for the loss of 3 wickets, and he himself has gone on to 31. Beautiful shot. Little short arm jab, and Gooch didn't even bother to move. Just whacked it away. Past square leg in the air, but well out of the reach of Bock. Gooch goes on to 37. Bracewell's not too happy about that. That would have been too late anyway, with just a handful of runs needed, but it would have been nice for the young fellow to pick one up. Just got the fingers to it. Burgess knocked it into Parker, and it finished up on the ground between the two of them. That was a fiery one. Now, is that the arm really broke in Pakistan? It's a piece of cake for Graham Gooch there. With a full toss round about leg stump.
There's Jeff Howarth, who's probably not feeling too well again. But him not being able to bat on Saturday night is probably the reason that England are winning this game so comfortably.
There's 4 more to the total, and that ties the scores now. 117 for 3. And Greeley has gone on to 8 with Gooch 42.
Yeah, there's no doubt if Howarth had been able to bat on Saturday and could probably have saved another 3 or 4 wickets for the New Zealanders, and they could have come up with a total of 180, 190. They could have caused England a lot of problems in this last innings, but they never had quite enough runs to bowl at, and although Richard Hadley kind of broke his heart trying to get through for them, they were always short on runs.
117 for 3 now. Scores tied, and Hadley bowling to the England captain. Slow ball from Hadley. Little question there from Mike Brearley, how many? And the answer is 1 to come. And that is it. And Richard Hadley has done it, and it wouldn't surprise me at all that hadn't been deliberately done in that fashion. 118 for 3 England. They win by 7 wickets in this 3rd Test match at Lord's. A clean sweep over the whole of the summer. They beat Pakistan twice by an innings. One was washed out at Headingley, and then against New Zealand in this 3-match series, they've won by 7 wickets, then by an innings and 119, and now in this 3rd game at Lord's by 7 wickets. Graham Gooch has finished on 42, a fine innings that. He's a good player. And Mike Brearley on 8, 118 for 3. With the 3 men out, Boycott 4, Radley no score, and Gower 46.
England has won the series 3-0, But New Zealand has the nucleus of what will prove to be their most successful ever team. Richard Hadlee took 13 wickets at an average of 20.76. He established himself as New Zealand's bowling spearhead and would go on to become one of the all-time greats. Howarth and John Wright would be New Zealand batting mainstays for years to come. Meanwhile, Botham, Gower, Gooch and Willis would go on to be ranked amongst the finest ever to play for England. These have been more classic matches in ESPN's History of Cricket.